Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Danny from the Glittered Rose. I recently decided I needed another set of pencils. So my 36 packet of Prismacolor pencils, and while they're gorgeous, they weren't cutting it. I needed some more colors. So I had a look, and to purchase some genuine Prismacolor pencils in Australia, it was going to cost me about 280 for a large set. That's for 130 pencils. And I thought, that's ridiculous. I'm not a colorist. I only color with pencils occasionally. I probably prefer my alcohol markers. So I thought I'd hop online and look for some alternatives. I found this Shuttle art set. You get 174 pencils with some other things like a coloring book and a sketchbook, and it set me back $50. That's in Australia. That's a huge difference. So I'm going to have a look if these pencils will do for what this video is intended for people who just make cards. Well, not just, but for people who make cards. Really, we are mixed media artists. We use a lot of different supplies, and sometimes I think that we probably don't need the best quality. Our artwork's not going in museums. We don't need light fast pigments. They're going on a card. So I just want to have a look at how it compares, if this will do for what we need it for. I purchased this gorgeous pencil case on Amazon for $30. So these are the Shuttle art pencils, and they look lovely. I've swatched them, and as you can see, you get a lovely range of colors. So these are them. And I think, for what I need it for, which is cards, basic cards, I think that they should be okay. I'm not expecting them to be Prismacolor quality, but I hope that they can compare, and I can get a nice result out of them. So today I've stamped some gorgeous little lions. These are from My Favorite Things, called Lovely Lions, and I think that they are lovely. And I'm going to color them. I'm not a colorist, but we'll see what sort of effect that we can get from these pencils. And I might color a couple with the Prismacolors as well, just to compare how they go down, and if I think that it's good enough for what we need. All right, so I'm just going to probably go with some nice light browns for the body. I think that this one is so cute. We'll put you in a bit closer, and we'll go from here. So make sure that you are. Actually, I'll go one a bit higher, a bit easier for you to see. I'm just going to go in with a light color. I will say that the colors and the names don't particularly marry up with what they are. So this one's called Ginger Yellow. They're going down nice and smooth. I did notice that there was a bit of fallout when I was watching, but it didn't transfer onto the paper, so that didn't worry me at all. They're nice and smooth. And I will shade with brown olive. Very cute. They've got little love hearts. Oops, I'm not even in shot. Little love hearts for noses. So they lay really nice on top of each other. I'm just doing this quick, just so that you can have an idea of what they're like. I think they're really nice. So far, so good. All right, I'm going to colour these and I'll be back. Okay, so I've coloured in 3 of the images using the Shuttle art pencils. I think that they turned out really lovely. They're nice and smooth and nice and easy to blend. As I said, I'm not a colorist. It's not something I'm particularly confident in, but I enjoyed it using them. That's what matters. So we're going to go in with the Prismacolors now to have a look at the difference. It's going to be difficult because I've only got a 38 set, so trying to choose colors that sort of match are a bit more difficult, but we'll give it a go. So these are smoother. They definitely are smoother. But only marginally. But I think they're going on very similarly. I don't think they're quite as smooth. You can see, could be going with a bit of shading. I haven't got the right colours to shade, so I might just do layers of the one colour. See, this has got some fallout, which the Shuttle art didn't. See, all the bloom, well, not bloom, but all the fallout. The other pencils didn't have that. Okay, one thing that you have to be mindful of when you're buying your Prismacolors is that there are so many fakes on the market. Even I've heard Amazon, if you're buying directly from Amazon, even sometimes they're fakes. It doesn't matter if you shop via sold by and shipped by. Sometimes they can be fakes. Seriously, how cute are these stamps though? Oh my gosh. I just think that they are adorable. I'm actually can't quite believe what I'm seeing. I actually prefer the EPUB pencils. These are so soft that there's sort of making a mess. I think the colours blended a lot nicer. See, that's the Prismacolor. I haven't finished the head, but how nice and smooth that is. Whereas this one, I'm having difficulty smoothing it out. Maybe when you're a better colorist and you know what you're doing a bit better, you might find the Prismacolor better, but it's making a mess of my paper. All right, I'm going to finish coloring this and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. I've given up on the Prismacolors. So this one's a Prisma, and so is this one. I didn't like them. I found them too soft. They had wax bloom. The Shuttle art pencils I found to be a little bit harder. I don't think that they'd be as hard as something like polychromos, because apparently they're quite hard and they're difficult to blend. Whereas with this, I could blend two completely different colors together in the main, and they blended out. You could see the color blending out in other areas, which is something I quite like. So I'm going to die cut these out and I'll be back. Okay, so I've die cut out the little lines and they are quite sweet, as you can see. And the next thing I'm going to do is ink blend a background. So I'm going to start with bubblegum with an Alternate blending brush because they're my favorite. And we'll try and go for an ombre effect. Okay, so I'm going in with bubblegum from Pink Fresh. It's a nice bright colour. And I'm just trying to ink blend fairly smooth, but I'm not too worried about any splotches because I'm die cutting it out with a cover plate, so most of it's going to be chopped out anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with lavender, also from Pink Fresh, and with that on, I'm going to speed up the next part of the video because you don't need to see me ink blending. I'm going to die cut it, and I'm using a die cut called Bursting Hearts from Sunny Studio. I haven't used this before, so okay, so I've popped the glitter cardstock on a card base, my card panel, and then I've popped over my ink blended background that's been die cut. I think it's so sweet. And then this is the sentiment, which was embossed, heat embossed. And I'm not sure if it shows up on the camera, but it's quite easy to read in person. It says, "Thanks for your loving care." I popped that up on foam, pop-up foam, and we'll pop our lines on and then we're done. So I've just got to work out where to put them. Let's have a look. I think something like that's really cute. I was thinking of putting them on pop-up foam, but it just might look too thick, so we'll do it this way. I used my Nina Solar White cardstock to stamp these lines. So it's nice and thick anyway, so I'm not sure if it needs any embellishments because it's quite busy with this, but we'll have a look how perfect these colored hearts are. Maybe just a heart, maybe. A small one. Just there. I think we're done. All right, so I hope I have gone to show you that sometimes you don't need the best or what's considered the best. Honestly, I prefer my brand new Shutter Art pencils. I think that they're fantastic. I had lots of trouble with my Prismacolors. Maybe it's just because I'm not talented enough, but I'm definitely glad I went this way. So you should check them out. They're from Amazon and I'm super happy. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. It would really help my new channel. Thanks again.